So for the scope or the curriculum in the lesson sequence, basically what I did is I went on to the state standard website, and I didn't really want to follow what the book offered, so I looked up different standards that they had, and one of them was about culture, and I really liked that aspect of it. I really liked how my section had 3 different authors for 3 different poems that were in there, and I didn't really like how the book kind of guided us to what they wanted us to do, so I kind of went off track, and I wanted the students to learn more about culture and more about other people's backgrounds and how to relate to other people. So the order that my 3-day lesson segment is gonna go is first I'm gonna find out where they're at in knowing about culture and learning about other people's cultures and discussing that. So I'm going to have them do the KWL chart with the 5 questions. I'm going to have them pair up, and then we're all going to discuss it, and then at the end I have 10 questions, and they're all going to get up and they're going to go into separate corners depending on their answer. So say question 1 is, what is culture? And I'll give them 4 answers, and they're A, B, C, and D, and they'll each have to choose their own corner depending on what they think is right. And then we'll talk about the answers, and we'll discuss why they thought what they thought and why they thought that that answer was correct. And then the second day, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the stories to them, I'm going to read the poems to them, and then we're going to discuss the cultural backgrounds of the 3 authors and what they think, how they can relate to that, and how they can associate themselves with other cultures other than their own. And then I'm going to have them get into groups of 4 or 5, and they're each going to have a set of 6 questions, and they're going to have to answer 4 of the 6 questions based on what number they roll on a dice, and they are going to then have to share with the whole class what 4 questions they had and who had to answer them, and what they thought about how it related to what we're learning, which is culture. And then that day we're going to have an exit slip, and they have to write 2 things that they learned about that day. And then the third way is I'm going to review what they learned the day before. I'm going to help them understand the stories a little bit more and have any questions answered that they have, and kind of go through what we went through the day before. And then I'm going to give them an assignment. It has 5 or 6 different questions about the 3 authors and how they can relate to those authors, and they're going to blog about it. They can either make a video about it or they can write about it. And they are going to have this rubric sitting next to them while they're making this. They're going to outline their questions. They're going to ask questions. They can ask me questions. They can ask others questions. It's kind of like a free period work day to work on their blogs.